This is going to be a heavy camcast.
It is. It's going to be very heavy.
People that follow our Instagrams and Twitters and whatnot know the type of camcast this is. This is a, I guess, in memoriam?
Yeah, just a...
Not sure what the wording is.
Not really I guess it's not really a tribute, right?
It's a celebration...
It's a celebration
of the impact
life
that Stanley has had on our lives.
Yes.
I think that's probably the best
That's a good
way
one.
to put it.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I'm Ken Livitski, and that's Chris Mercier, and this is a special Stanley camcast, as you just finished saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long it's going to be.
I'll see how many snot bubbles are getting blown.
Well, I think I'm going to be able to hold it over
a
lot better than you are.
I didn't want to have any props today, because I feel like I was going to bring some comics and show them, but I was like, you know what, this is the only prop needed.
That's right.
Is that.
That's right.
Yeah, I've been taking it pretty rough.
I've been trying really hard not to think about it. Because, like I remember the first thing when I read the text, and I was at work, and I immediately was like, holy fuck. And so then I started to kind of okay, you gotta collect yourself because you're at work. And then there was this thought in my head that was like, also, you're a grown man crying over a guy who you never even knew. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually said that to Michelle. I said, it's kind of weird. It feels weird to do this. And she's like, yeah, but he's had such an impact on your life. And I was like, yes, that's correct. But I've also seen guys do the same thing for, sports dudes.
Yeah, guys that are into,
sports
hockey.
Sports is the actual term for it.
Yes, them sports dudes.
Those sports enthusiasts?
Yeah.
That just get paid for it.
Athlete passes away, that meant a lot to them.
Yeah, exactly. And it was harder for me than I thought it would be. Because every last couple of years, it's like Stanley's dead, and then it's like, nope, it was a hoax.
Yeah, there was a lot of hoaxes
Stanley's
last few
dead.
years.
Nope, it's a hoax. And then this one, when it was finally when it kind of set in, I was just like, okay. And I mean, it's not that he's really had any sort of impact continuously. But it is absolutely incredible that the characters that he helped create that had the impact in my life are still here.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that his legacy is even just beyond him. It's on all these other characters, and then, the Marvel style, and even just Excelsior. Enough said. The No Prize.
True Believers. So many good ones.
Even just, reading the letters page, and you knew that it was Stan Lee writing these things,
mm-hmm.
so that if you ever wrote in, you knew that it was Stan Lee who was writing back to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was really cool. And then, of course, so since then, you're reading all these things, even one of the things he had said, he really wanted the reader to feel like they were part of, this secret club that no one else was a part of because they didn't read comic books. Which is actually really cool because, of course, that's how, I remember, when we were in 5 Mile, and that's pretty much what it was. There was a group of us that read comic books and traded the comic cards and stuff like that, and then played superheroes.
Very small group.
There was a handful of us, but that was it. Luckily, I mean, it was just 5 Mile, so it was, one class for grade 5,
yeah.
One class for grade 4, so...
Yeah.
But growing up, being the shortest guy that I've ever known, was harder than I look back and I go, yeah, it actually was pretty fucking tough. But I had Spider-Man, you know what I mean? I had the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the two when I was a kid. It was Superman, it was Batman, and then all the various offshoots. But then it was Spider-Man and X-Men growing up, and it's interesting, when you look back at it, because, Spider-Man is just the loser kid who got lucky.
Yeah.
In a sense, because he's Spider-Man, but, his life is very much like most people's lives, where he gets ups and downs, you know what I mean? But it was so easy to relate to him, and then to be able to say, well, if he can get through this, so can I.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even now, as an adult, when you're supposed to be casting off these childhood things, I feel that they still resonate because, it's still that whole, someone else has got it bad,
Mm-hmm.
I can still do this, that kind of And X-Men was kind of, because it's an allegory for racism, oppressing different people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It was. You don't feel.
It was okay to be different.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially Wolverine was the shortest.
Short, hairy.
Short, Canadian, hairy, which is pretty much me from the waist down.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I can get behind this.
It's basically like you and I combined.
Exactly. So that's another one, and then just the cast of characters themselves, because the cool part about X-Men is that because each character is their own character, there might be days where you feel like a Wolverine, but then there's other days where you might feel like a Nightcrawler. I would rarely feel like a Colossus, but man, after about 12 beers, I feel like Colossus.
Or just a raging Cyclops.
Yeah. I still hate what they've done to him.
Yeah.
They're teasing that he's back.
It's teasing back, but you gotta sit through 10 weeks of mediocre X-Men.
I gotta say, there was one shot of Cyclops with the visor glowing, and he's wearing like that classic Magneto suit, which I thought was just bitching.
I think that might be from the upcoming annual, the Uncanny Annual.
It could possibly be,
because they got like this.
I just saw from this side.
Yeah,
right?
They got like this 10-issue series, weekly series going right now for issues 1 to 10. Then they're gonna have a Cyclops Returns annual, and then they're gonna go into a regular format after that.
Yeah, it's hopefully that it's good.
Issue number 1 is like $9.99 Canadian. So if you can do like $40 of X-Men comics a month,
then you're set.
Yeah, but really.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even the team doesn't really sound that great. Like Salvador Larroca's on there, but you know what's crazy about him? His art looks dated now.
It does. It was amazing in the 2000s.
But he doesn't look like he's progressed at all.
It looks the same. It looks like Extreme X-Men.
Yeah.
Just went pop, pop. Like
exactly.
to 2018, 2019 by the time he's doing it.
Like I remember like Tony S. Daniel, when he first came in, we talked about this, where he was like kind of like a Jim Lee guy. And then I remember like really liking his stuff until he did the New 52 Batman run. And just for whatever reason, I was like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he was trying to do a little bit more painting type of thing. I don't know. I just didn't really like it. But now I look at his art, and I'm just like, yeah, keep doing
now
this.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
This is great. This is great. But yeah, like for me, it was the characters that he created that have resonated with me. But as a person, just seeing how, like, I don't think I've ever heard of him being in a bad mood. And I mean, like, he's human, so of course there's going to be times, but like...
Well, yeah, I mean, there was that video. There's so much controversy the last
I
year.
don't really like... I don't want to talk about the controversy, because
No,
I've heard enough
there was a video he did a few months back where he was legit mad in the video.
Oh, really?
Threatening to sue people and everything.
Wow.
I feel so bad, because he lost his wife, and then he had all these vultures to swarm in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't right.
He just seemed like a really nice guy that, like, okay, if that video, like, I haven't seen the video, I probably will never watch it, but it just sounds like he just kind of woke up one day and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, look at the empire that he created.
It's incredible, Like, yeah, I know, like, co-created, right?
I don't. It's co-creator. I'm not going to argue semantics.
There's gonna be some Kirby and Ditko fans out there. They're like, "Come on now, right?" So
look,
straight up, co-created.
That's it.
The idea came from Stan's mind.
I don't care.
But the appearance and everything about that came from those guys.
Yeah.
So
and that's fine.
That's fine. I mean, but
it was Stan's idea to make sure that each of these gods felt human.
Yeah.
So that we would read it and go, oh man, that could be me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said with Robin. Robin was cool, and I'm a sucker for Robin because it was like, oh man, I could be that. I could be that kid hanging out with Batman.
Yeah.
Stanley took that and went, no, you could just be him. You could just be Spider-Man. And the genius is that Spider-Man's covered head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the fact that he's a guy, he could be anyone. You know, didn't matter if he was a 14-year-old boy or a 30-year-old black guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How were you going to know? And that's, like, it's a crazy cool appeal for that. Like, and I mean, like, I look at Superman as being one of those guys that can cross, for the most part, all of those racial and gender borders, but at the end of the day, you're going to have people go, yeah, but he's white. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I want more proud black superheroes so that kids can grow up going like, I want to be like that guy. You know, to have that like that I have, where I was able to go, I don't want to be, let's say, Dr. Octopus. I'd rather be Spider-Man. I don't care how hard it is, as long as I can hold my head up high. Then, you know, and that's something that Stanley was able to impart upon. And it's just everything. Like, oh, it's funny, like, you go through the list of the characters he created, and then immediately the comments rip up where it's like, well, he didn't create Thor. It's like, well, no, he didn't create Thor. But he created this version of Thor. You know? And this version of Thor is a lot different than Thor from Norse mythology, or whatever you want.
Oh, yeah, totally different.
You know?
Same with the Loki. I mean...
Yeah.
He... Other than Captain America and Wolverine, and I guess the Punisher... Every big Marvel character came from his mind.
I was thinking about this the other day, like, right. So, like, as an adult now, I'm kind of back on the Spider-Man train. I'm not, like, looking at it like, okay, you know, because it's... I almost feel like I'm at a point where I can say, yeah, you know what, there's a lot to the Spider-Man that's still good, but I'm also, like, a huge Daredevil fan now. And I could care less about Daredevil growing up. But now, like, you look at it, especially because I've rewatched the Netflix series. I'm on Defenders right now. I'm slugging through it just because I want to get to that last episode with that ending.
I don't mind Defenders. I mean, it was a perfect length. What was it, 6 episodes or 7?
8 episodes.
8?
Yeah.
Okay. So it could have been.
It was a perfect
shorter,
length, yes, I agree, but, like, at the same time, 4 episodes before they get together?
That was a little... And then the fact that 3 of them don't even have costumes yet.
Oh! God.
So it's just one guy in a costume and 3 people in
and not one of them goes, this fucking Blanca is weird, eh?
Yeah.
Like, I know they read the papers and they know who the devil of Hell's Kitchen is. Or at least now they know that
he's
a blind lawyer. But, like, that's probably the one thing that bugs me the most about the Netflix series is that, like, Jessica Jones not having a costume works.
Yeah, that works. Absolutely.
Luke Cage not having a costume
works.
Also works. First season of Iron Fist not having a costume kind of works, but at the same time, this is a guy that, like, had flowing monk robes for most of his life. Like, wouldn't that be, like, his sort of battle garb?
Yeah.
Instead of, like, Carhartt jackets and... I don't know. It just kind of bugged me.
No,
I would have liked to have seen a costume.
I would have liked
or
him...
at least some semblance, or to cut you off with some semblance of a costume by the end of Iron Fist, because then at least I can go, I sat through 13 episodes of pure garbage just to get to this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have you watched season 2 yet?
No.
You should.
I haven't seen season 2, and I haven't seen season 2 of Luke either.
They're both pretty good.
Are they both
pretty good?
I loved Iron Fist. Myself.
I know.
And I like that they made this season 10 episodes. They should have done that, honestly, with pretty much all of their Marvel shows, 10 episodes, because it cuts that fat out of there.
See, I disagree.
Daredevil's perfect at 13.
Because I was going to say, like, season 1, I didn't feel like there was any fat episodes.
Yeah.
Season 2, I felt the same way. There was no fat episodes. There was just too many plots they were trying to string together. And then, of course, to try to get into Defenders. But that's all fine. It's still a ridiculously good season. But season 3 is fucking... Holy shit. Holy shit. Like, my minor gripe about there being no costume is not even that big a deal.
No.
Because technically you do get to see the costume in action. You know? But I really hope that we get a season 4.
I do too.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I really do.
But so Daredevil's another example of a character where... And more as an adult, I find the character to be more impactful because, I mean, like Stanley just sat there and said, let's make a guy blind and have him be a superhero because there's blind people out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like okay, you don't see too many other people going like, well, let's get a paraplegic superhero out there.
Yeah.
But I think you'll see that more now because of characters like Daredevil, or even Donald Blake, the alter ego of Thor.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a limp. He had a bum leg.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he had his cane. I think he should have invested in something that looked less like a stick, though.
It's just a straight up stick.
Just this weird stick. Like, you couldn't make a deal with Odin and just be like, could you make it look cool? But anyway. But yeah, just little things like that. And that's, I think, the big thing for me is that he always seemed to be making stories to include people. So whether it was, like the Hulk, where it's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
There are people that resonate with him.
Yep.
That resonate with X-Men, that resonates with parts of the X-Men, you know what I mean? Because he didn't create all the X-Men, but, the concept.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, like I said, like Daredevil, you're going to get somebody that goes, I like this. And I feel better because of this. Like, Grant Morrison was saying in one of my favorite podcasts with Kevin Smith, and he says, like, he likens it to pressing a button where just all these good feelings come from pressing this button, and he's literally like, why don't we press that button more? Why don't we press that button all the time, you know what I mean? And I was like, it makes perfect sense because you really are pressing a button where something inside goes, yeah, you know what, it is going to be okay.
Yeah.
And they're fake. They're like, this is not like real in any conventional sense, except that I can hold it and I can touch it and I can flip the pages. But I just love how it transports you to that place, makes you forget about your shit, and then when you're done from in that place, you can go, no, I can get this.
Mm-hmm.
It is still a source of inspiration for me, and I'm 35. I'm rapidly approaching 36.
Days away.
And then from there, I'll be 40 before you know it.
Yeah, it's the countdown.
The countdown's 50.
The countdown's 50?
I say the countdown's 50.
The countdown's always in the 10s for me. Like, it didn't matter when I hit 20, but then when I hit 30, I was like, wow, I'm 30. And then, like, you close it on 40, like, holy shit.
Mine was kind of like this. Oh, yeah, I'm 30.
Yeah.
Huh.
Weird.
Fuck.
I remember when my dad was 30. That's strange.
Yeah, I remember when my dad was 30. I remember when my dad had no gray hair.
Yeah. Yep. Remember that.
Yeah, I remember when you had no gray hair.
And you?
I have bits, I guess.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Actually, you're doing pretty good.
That's right, motherfucker. I just did that to be a dick.
I wonder what your facial hair would look like, though.
Oh, it's splotchy.
Yeah, but I wonder if it would have some gray in it.
It actually doesn't.
Because this started graying first on me before my hair.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So far, nothing.
Yeah?
No, but it's just black like dots.
What about the leg hair? Still dark?
Still dark.
Wow.
Still dark.
I actually have a few silver chest hairs popping out.
Still dark. The 20 or 30 that I have in this general region, still dark.
It's alright. If I go salt and pepper, that's not bad. Because Mr. Fantastic was a pretty sexy dude.
Another one. Because of Fantastic Four, because of that trippy, balls-out mind-bender of a comic book, you wouldn't have had half the comic books that are out there.
Oh, that's the one that kicked it off. Him and Kirby that was it.
That was a balls to the wall.
We're going to do a superhero comic. It's going to be a family. That was never done before.
Yeah.
A family.
And, like, even just the, right from the beginning, their identities, their secret identities weren't secret.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, they had code names, sure, but they weren't going to not call themselves by their real names in the field, like... man.
So many good ones.
And 95. Like, that's fucking incredible to have lived that long. And to go through some shit, too.
I mean, I knew it was coming. When his wife died, Joan died last year.
Yeah.
I felt like he had maybe another year in him. Because that happened to both my grandfathers.
And that's what I was going to say, too. Like, when I saw that, like, because I had forgot that she passed away, so when I saw, and his wife passed away, like, last year, I went, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That is exactly
the heart
why.
just gives up.
Well, I mean, you go, like, how long were they married for?
I think it was like 70 years.
I was going to say, because I think that was his second wife, though, wasn't it?
think it was his first.
Either way. Actually, 70 years regardless? No, I think
70
it was
years.
his first.
70, yeah.
For some reason I thought maybe it might have, but no. So 70 years. So you go 70 years hanging out with Adrian. You know?
And
living life.
All of a sudden gone.
And then she's gone. What are you going to do?
He actually based Peter Parker meeting Mary Jane off him meeting his wife.
Oh,
how he felt meeting her.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, do you think Tom Holland's going to play him in the biopic? Because he should. Do you see that picture of a young Stan Lee?
What, the army one? I saw the army one. Is there...
Yeah.
You think he looked like Tom Holland?
Yeah. He looks more Tom Holland than he does.
Biopic is going to happen real damn quick now.
He doesn't look like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, I mean, no. Could be worse though.
DiCaprio's, or was it Stan Lee wanted?
Stan Lee wanted DiCaprio, and DiCaprio said, "Sure, yeah, I'll do that."
Wouldn't he?
Yeah,
I would.
That's an Academy Award just winner. It's the closest Stan Lee will ever get to winning an Academy Award. It's Leonardo DiCaprio playing him in a biopic.
Wow. Stan Lee's not an actor.
Well, I mean, come on. Best cameo award should become a thing now in dedication. Yeah. At least just for next year.
Yeah.
Just for next year at least.
So then who would be... Wow, Matt Damon's usually pretty good for weird cameos.
Yeah?
Like, remember fucking Eurotrip?
Yeah.
That was the funniest fucking thing ever.
It's got a lot of cameos when you think about it.
And, like, he doesn't tell anybody. He's great about that.
Yeah, just pops up. He popped up
Scott
in...
doesn't know, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Thor Ragnarok, he was in. And then he was in Deadpool. Deadpool 2, right? He had that cameo in there.
But I love that one because, like, if you didn't know it was him, you wouldn't have known it was him.
I honestly, yeah.
At no point in time...
I couldn't even recognize him.
Would you have been like, that's fucking Matt Damon.
I know.
Jason Bourne gained weight, bitches. No, you would have just been like, I don't know. I know who Alan Tudyk is because everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. No, he does a lot of great cameos.
I still think, I love the one in Interstellar. Not that that's a cameo, but I love that no marketing said anything about Matt Damon.
It wasn't, I guess, I mean, kind of a cameo in the sense that, did he even get a credit? Like, during the end credits, did he even say his
I don't
name?
remember looking, actually, now that I think about it. I just remember being
It's a long role, though. It's
holy
not just
fuck,
like a
Matt Damon!
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, you're bad. I don't like you.
You're bad, Matt Damon.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's a good one, though. Matt Damon. Oh, Stanley.
Yeah.
I wrote an article and I put it up on High Def Ninja. I had to get something out before we did this. I've been having a rough week with it.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were having it that much, and then I saw Michelle mentioned the post and how it's been the last 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, alright. Now, there is something of bottling up your emotions. I'm just going to say this.
Okay.
Because then you leave it, and then whenever an opportunity hits, and it's the worst time to ever have a meltdown, then you have a meltdown and wreck everyone's day.
Right?
It's not just your day that's getting wrecked, but everyone around you, because they're like, I don't even know how to react to this shit. He is just blubbering.
Out of nowhere, Hurricane Ken hit. Just boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Take cover. No, too late. I'm here.
That's right. Hope you guys are having a great day.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't care if you were.
I'm like a Sharknado, just better.
There you go. There you go, Sharknado. Ken-nado.
The Canado.
The Canado? That's good, actually. That's not
Canado.
bad. Now I just picture, like, this tornado with just, like, odd shots of your face.
That'd totally be my finishing move if I was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Here comes the Canado.
You were Incredible Hulk's dad.
Yeah.
Just a giant fucking
just
cloud
a swarm
of everything.
of CGI.
Just everything. And you occasionally say things.
Yeah. No, but I have been having a tough week. And it's, he's been a huge part of nearly my entire life. My dad had that stack of old Stan Lee comics, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right from, 3 years on, he'd read me his Hulk and Thor and Daredevil. Not Hulk, Silver Surfer.
I was going to say, Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer, Thor, and Daredevil.
And it's funny because, when you look at your dad, you don't think that he would be into Silver Surfer or Thor. Daredevil I can kind of see, because Daredevil's just kind of cool. The concept is really super cool.
Yeah.
But then you've got, these two, two sides of the same coin, so to speak, where you're just like out of left field gods and other gods, and like, you know, there's that mythology, but there's all this other shit.
Yeah.
And then you've got like Silver Surfer, this cosmic aspect. So I would have never guessed like
three totally different heroes.
Never would have guessed that your dad would have just been like, yeah, those are my boys.
Those ones right there. And then you love the Marvel Western guys like Two Gun Kid and r.i.p. Kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You love the Marvel Westerns.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I was young.
Hold on. How'd your dad feel when they made Rawhide Kid gay?
I just told him the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How'd he take it? Is he back in the hospital?
He actually didn't really say too much. He was just like, well, Two Gun was my favorite.
That's all you need to hear.
So,
yeah.
Two Gun's still straight, we're good.
Too bad Two Gun wasn't outed as gay. I remember when they made
The
such
whole
a big
trio of them, man.
when they made a big deal out of it, I remember just being like, huh.
They made such a huge deal of it.
Yeah.
Like, Rawhide Kid didn't have a comic for years.
And then they're just like, he's got a new comic out, and guess what? He likes dudes.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. He always did. I was just like, okay.
Okay.
It was kind of the same
Other than,
feeling
like, guys like my dad, no one's really caring.
It seemed like, I had the same feeling when they had Iceman, and they outed Iceman as being gay, and I was just like, okay, alright, like, we're having more gay characters, and that's cool.
That's cool. I mean...
But, like...
Doesn't make sense when you saw 40 years of, like,
they tried
hardcore going after girls.
They tried to make it sound like it was just a cover.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. But I'm sitting there going, like, if young Jean Grey outed him, like, immediately, wouldn't old Jean Grey, before she passed away,
also know that?
Also know? Professor X would have known.
They all would have known.
You know, any sort of telepath, Psylocke, any sort of telepath would have been like, hey, Bobby, it's cool. You don't have to do this. I know you're gay. Whenever you're ready to come out, let me know. And then just leave it. Instead of this retroactive, like, oh, no, I always was gay. I'm all for more gay characters, because like I said, like, I want as much inclusion, because while I liked that idea of, like, this secret group of comic book fans, and I'll defend it till the day I die, I also like the idea this comic fandom is so huge.
It's amazing when you look at it now. Like, cosplayers and just these San Diego, New York are just exploding.
Yeah.
It's just like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago even, when we were in school, like, we were the losers. We read comics.
Well, you were. I was super cool.
Oh, okay, you're pretty cool. Yeah.
I don't understand what you're remembering.
But I mean, like, you know,
we had our own corner.
Yeah, we had our own corner.
Like, we had our own corner.
Which is probably the corner no one else wanted.
And there was the rest of the class.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't want to say that we were losing, because we talked to everybody.
Right. Yeah, no, we were like
class.
Like, you know, yeah.
If there was a hierarchy, I don't think we'd be at the bottom.
We'd have Coke bottle glasses taped up, and you know, like, we were normal dudes.
Yeah. I think, like
that liked better
school,
things. Than
high school was different, though, because, like, I hung out with, like, the potheads and the stoners.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing. I don't know why I said two different words for it. Because I also smoked pot, and then I was a bit of a stoner. So my brain's not as cool as it used to be, but, like... But even then, like, it wasn't like we were the cool kids. We were just populated a section.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. But I still look at it and I go, like, I think my life would have been infinitely harder if it wasn't for comic books.
Comic books were, I mean, they still are. Not as much as they used to be, but they're special. I don't know if it's just like, maybe I've outgrown the ideas of a lot of these characters. But I feel like I was able to relate to them a lot more as a kid than I do now.
I find...
Like, I'm more attracted to, like, the indie stories by Image and stuff these days.
And that's fine. Like, you know, it's whatever presses that button, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been trying to get into X-Men and read some X-Men again. I'm just like, it doesn't click with me anymore. And I was a massive X-Men fan.
Yeah.
Like, even before Grant Morrison, I read all the X-Men.
Yeah, no.
Even during the bad,
shit runs.
the dark periods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I was like, oh, Chuck Austin's a great writer.
Yeah, that's why you started writing comic books, right? Because of Chuck Austin?
Right there. Yeah. And that's why I've never made it.
That's probably it. You missed out. You should have just wrote sex comic books.
I should have.
And then somebody would have said,
right into
"Hey, Chuck, these sex comics.
Yeah.
You ever thought about doing X-Men? That's only our biggest franchise."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. You know what? But I still find it. But I think maybe that's why I reread so much.
You do. Yeah, you reread more than I do.
Because I think that's probably
I got too many
why
hobbies.
I reread so much, because I like to go back and then feel that same feeling. Like, honestly, like, if I'm really feeling down in the dumps, I'll rip through All-Star Superman and come out of that feeling like, okay, you know what, I can do this. I can actually get through all of this. Or I'll do the same with the Ultimate Spider-Man run. Because, like, I didn't realize when I was reading it, and we reference it every once in a while, but, like, he gets shit on. That entire run is just like, oh yeah, you have it pretty good? No, you don't.
Yeah.
And I always find, like, the pinnacle of that series is when Fury's like, I created the Spider Slayers because I thought that we were literally looking at the creation of the world's greatest supervillain. And you didn't do it. And I'm so happy and I'm so proud. You know, I'm just like, see, that's incredible that they were able to write this kid. To be able to take all that shit and still go, no, I can do the right thing. And I mean, so that's an example of something where maybe I'm not feeling so hot, but I read that and I go, you know what, fucking rights, I can do this. So I can still,
I like that, yeah.
I still channel that, I still press that button, so to speak, because sometimes you just need it. And it's different from like, say, Michelle saying, hey, you got this. It doesn't, you know, I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything, but it's almost like, well, you know, she has to say it. You have to say, hey,
when you can find that within yourself, it's a lot more powerful. It's
exactly.
appreciated when someone else says, you got this.
Yeah. Like, I don't take it lightly.
But when you can find it in yourself,
that's when I'm like,
that's
okay,
on another level.
all right. And comic books still help me with that.
Yeah.
New comic books, not so much.
Mm.
I find, like, I'm in and out with certain books. Like Batman, I was in almost exclusively with the Tom King run. Now I'm on the outs after they didn't get married, and I'm just kind of like,
50 issues. Come on.
And then Nightwing, they put a bullet in his head, and now he's Rick Grayson. And he kind of remembers being Nightwing, but he's not sure if he wants to be a hero, and I'm just like, I don't really... I mean...
that's darker stuff that's not fun, though, right? Like, if you were going to comics to feel better, that's not going to make you feel better.
I don't mind if a comic book has a bit of a dark run to it.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to do this, right?
It's going to come out.
And life does that.
Yeah.
Right? But, you know what? Like, what it is the story doesn't speak to me.
Right.
That's all it is. The story doesn't speak to me. I'm not as hooked. I don't really... Because I know how it's going to end. It's going to end with Rick Grayson being back to Dick Grayson, right?
Yep.
He might be he might have a little bit of a character tweak because there might be aspects of Rick Grayson that he liked, but ultimately he's going to be the same Dick Grayson that I've been reading for a better part of my life.
Like frost his tips.
He might frost his tips. Right now he's bald.
Wow, see?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. He'll have a mohawk. At least half and half.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they might tweak the costume a bit to reflect Dick and Rick Grayson. Like, they couldn't call him Rich, eh?
No, yeah. Rick
Grayson. But they spell it just R-I-C.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it either. I mean, they spelled D-I-C-K.
Yeah, there was a K with the dick.
Whatever. But so, I understand, I guess what I'm saying is I understand where you're coming from, where you're just like, the comics today don't speak to me like they used to. And that's why you gravitate towards indies, because it speaks to you?
Yeah, I'm something fresh, maybe. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm really enjoying... See, yeah, everything's different, right? Because I'm really enjoying Venom right now. I never liked Venom growing up. So that's a flip.
I was never a huge Venom fan either. Like, even when they did the Lethal Protector stuff, I was like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just didn't really... Nothing. I don't know.
He was one of those ones where... The concept is always really cool. Mm-hmm. You know? Speaking of which, actually, before I forget, The Green Lantern by Grant Morrison.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it in my, I got the physical copy.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a physical copy of that, and I got a physical copy of Wonder Woman 58 with what's her name?
Oh, Pitch Planet.
No. That's the Black Label one, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
This is the what's her name? Something Wilson, the writer of Marvel.
Oh, Willow G. Wilson.
Yeah, her and Corey Nord.
Jesus Christ, or Carrie Nord.
Carrie Nord.
Because
I
remember him from Daredevil run.
New creative team, yeah.
That actually sounds promising.
With Terry Dodson on covers.
Oh, fuck.
It's a good looking book.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be banging it out of the park.
I know. So I got that on hold too. I'm pretty psyched to read
Well,
that.
I got to tell you, the Green Lantern is actually really cool.
Yeah.
It's an interesting take on Hal Jordan. I don't want to say too much just because I want you to read it. Although I will say this, as great as Liam Sharp's art is in this book, and it is awesome, the colorists are bang out too. Should have been Frank Whiteley.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the
variant cover.
The variant cover, and I was like, "Why did you do this to me? You should never have shown me this." You know.
That's what I put on hold too.
Oh my god! Because that's like looking at a Superman book with Gary Frank art, and then you flip into it, and random artist. I'm not going to name a name because I don't want them to be like, "Ah, man." But that's the same feeling where you're just like, you couldn't continue?
Yeah.
That's so frustrating.
Oh, no, that looks really good. But yeah, so getting back, like, my dad would read me the comics, right? Before bed.
Yeah.
And we'd read the whole thing. We'd read the letter pages and everything.
Did he do different voices?
My dad?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because if he was smart, his voice would be like Thor, and then he would do like these lame voices for everyone else.
I don't think he did voices. I'll have to ask him now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know that. I don't think.
I feel like he would be like, "I'm Thor," and then everyone else, he'd be like, his idea of what a wuss would sound like. Yeah. That's really cool that he read you those comics, though.
Yeah, we started when I was really young. He would read me his Archies, right? Because they were lighthearted.
Of course.
And then when I got to around 4 or 5, he started reading me the lighter Marvel stuff. The darker ones he would say for older, you know.
Well, I mean,
and
really?
we made our way through all of them.
What was dark, though? Like,
because at that time with period, violence, right? Like punching and kicking. Like,
okay, because I was going to say, at that time period, like, even Daredevil, which is normally a darker book in general, wasn't. You know? That was more of a swashbuckling superhero at that time.
Those were his 3 guys. He had 1 issue of Amazing Spidey, 1 issue of Incredible Hulk, 1 issue of Fantastic Four. Everything else was Silver Surfer, Daredevil.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it's like...
Oh, he had a few Captain Americas, too. He liked Captain America.
But I mean, like, that's like when I was growing up, because I didn't have lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did have money to buy comic books, it was just the core. It was the Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
It was the X-Men.
Yeah.
It was the Robins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would buy and Nightwing, too. Those are the 4 growing up, and when I actually could physically buy comic books, those are the 4. I bought most of the run of the Clone Saga. which I actually liked. I had, like... I mean, sure, it was shocking that the Peter Parker that I grew up with was actually a clone, and Ben Reilly was the real Spider-Man. But I liked it. I thought it was cool. You know, he had the Scarlet Spider web shooters on the outside. They updated his costume, which still looked pretty cool.
I had a bunch of those amazing ones with the Mark Bagley art.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, like, that's the other thing. Like fuck, everyone shits on that era. And I can see it now, like, when you look back at it, you're just like, yeah, but I feel like if I read those books again, I'd still be like, yeah, even though you get, like, the Jackal with the, like, stereotypical 90s bad guy with the glove, like, fucking up to here, fingerless, and then a leather jacket on top of that. Oh, I forgot, he's got a t-shirt, too. So he's wearing a t-shirt, gloves that go up to here, all leather. Still pretty cool, though. I mean, Spider Side.
I think it was around 95 where I started collecting, like, Wolverine full-time.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Before that, I just, like, gravitated to anything that had, like, you know, a crazy gimmicky cover. Like the hologram covers and the 2099 covers with, like, the foil rim.
Okay, but to be fair, Spider-Man 2099 was awesome.
Yeah.
Ravage 2099? Awesome. Or was it Ravage? I think you pronounce it Ravage. But I always said Ravage. But didn't Stanley actually confirm?
Stanley wrote that.
Yeah, he wrote it, and he confirmed that it was Ravage, wasn't it?
Ravage?
I want to say Ravage, though, because that's the actual
It just
word.
looks like, I think I said
But
Ravage.
even Doom 2099.
Yeah.
Like, who'd have thought?
X-Men 2000.
I didn't like that one.
Didn't like that one.
That one I didn't like at all.
No, I think the last one to come out was Ghost Rider 2099.
Ghost Rider and Hulk.
Oh, right, Hulk was out too.
Those were both bitchin' cool.
Hulk looked like Pitt.
Yeah,
like
he
just
did.
like
He did.
like
Look,
a Pitt
that's right.
Max
He definitely did look
combination.
like Pitt, and then. But Ghost Rider, they both looked really awesome though. Those two when they were drawn by the original, because I think it was Jay Lee that did Hulk 2099. No, it wasn't. Anyway,
I'll have to look. They were good artists. They were good artists.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like that's what I picked up, right? Like I bought that kind of stuff, and then like I really like the weird Marvel characters, like Darkhawk, Sleepwalker.
Darkhawk wasn't that weird though,
Nomad,
and I liked
Deathlock.
Sleepwalker was. You were a real big fan of Sleepwalker, and I was like, he looked cool.
He looked cool.
He had a.
Later on, you realize you're like, he really doesn't have a power. He just kind of floats.
He's an alien that shows up when Buddy sleeps,
Mm-hmm.
and then fights crime while he sleeps. Okay. Darkhawk was cooler. I always liked Darkhawk a lot better.
I really love Darkhawk
because like that was your new version of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, it was the same thing they did in the 70s with Nova, or the Man called Nova. But the same thing. They took the template that Stanley had done and said, okay, well, why don't we do it this way, right? And even with the new Nova, he's a young kid. Mm-hmm. Sam Alexander, young kid being Nova.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
Totally works. So yeah, I mean, like I followed Stan my entire life because we would read those. I would see Stanley in the back issues and everything. Didn't really click for a while who he was, but we were reading his letters together, right?
Oh yeah.
Then the Marvel Universe trading cards came out in 1990 that we were collecting.
Oh my god!
And we got that one card called Mr. Marvel, and it was Stan Lee.
Yes.
With all the Marvel characters.
Yes.
And I was like, who is this? Like, this is not a comic character. At first, I thought it was a comic character.
Yeah, I never had that card. See, because like you destroyed the first series. I didn't get too many of those, but the second series, because we had the spelling bees or whatever in Miss Parr's class.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Parr, sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that was actually a really cool gimmick. What are you guys into? Comic cards? I'll buy those. Whoever wins.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was sweet, and I got hooked on them.
So did I. Fuck you. How could you not?
Yeah, they were awesome.
For kids that didn't really care two fucks about baseball or hockey.
Yeah.
I remember I had one stint where, like, grade 5 and grade 6, I watched hockey because a couple of kids, like when I went to St. Jude, the kids all watched hockey and they all played sports. So I was watching it, and then after a while, I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't care about this shit."
I watched the hardcore too for about a good couple of years.
2
I had like
years.
an LA Kings jacket and everything.
Yeah. I was big at the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
That was my team, and they barely won. But man, that Pavel Bure.
I was just like, who's the big star? Gretzky? Okay, he's my guy. I'm going to follow him to all this team.
Yeah, where I was like, who's the underdogs?
Yeah.
Vancouver? Nobody really likes Vancouver? I like Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah. Mine kind of dwindled like that too. It was just gone.
Yeah.
And then we had the Marvel Action Hour in the 90s.
That's right.
Stan Lee would introduce Fantastic Four and Iron Man. 1 hour of cartoons.
He also did the voiceovers for the Incredible Hulk cartoon.
Yeah, he did that. He had a animated cameo in the Spider-Man cartoon. Oh man, like, and that's where I started to notice him more and more and more.
Once you notice him, though, then you're just like, oh yeah,
yeah.
And that's it. Like you just.
And then you start just to learn more about him and you follow him, because I mean, we obviously weren't alive when he was big at Marvel Comics doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I still got to grow up with it because of my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, his work was always just something...
Yeah.
You know, like, for 30 years. We're talking, like, pretty much in my entire lifetime, I've known who Stan Lee was.
Exactly. He was one of the first guys behind the comic book scenes that I knew.
Yeah.
Who he was. You know? And that was also another reason why you start picking up on artists and writers and stuff like that, where... Like Michelle goes, like, man, like you know names and dates and stuff like that. And I was like, that's all we did. We watched movies, we read comic books, and we just lived that to the point where You know, we're literally, like, in an arm wrestling match over, like, 93, 94. That's when this movie came out, you know? And it's just like...
Adrian's the same way with me. Like, she can't believe it. But I'm like, well, I'm not into sports. Look at these people like hockey. My dad with NASCAR. He can name off all these race car drivers.
Yeah.
Forever.
Exactly.
I would never remember that.
Exactly.
But artists and writers and actors and directors, like, that stuff clicks with me. Dates.
Literally watching a movie and seeing a guy in the background go, oh, that guy, he was in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I am kind of a dork. Literally, Michelle and I the other night watched The Outlaw King.
Right, I got that looks pretty good. Is
It's
it
actually
good?
pretty good. It's pretty good. Interesting side note, though, in Braveheart, remember the really old dude, the father, that couldn't be killed?
Yep.
He's in this movie.
Really?
That's right. I picked him out, too. I said, I think that's the guy from Braveheart.
He was old in Braveheart.
Not really. He just looked it.
So
Because he's older in this movie.
Almost 25 years ago already.
Michelle and I did the same thing. I was like, it kind of looks like him, but I don't think it is because he was old in that movie. Wikipedia, or not even, IMDb.
Yeah.
It's him.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. I was like, I can't fucking believe that.
Yeah, no, I want to check that out. I was like, holy crap, Chris Pine in a Netflix film.
He's actually got a ridiculously good Scottish accent.
Yeah?
Ridiculously good. I kept forgetting the guy was American. And I knew it. I knew he's American. The whole time watching it, I'm like, this American's got a really good Scottish accent. Then later I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he's American. It's actually that good.
I'm looking forward to checking it out. I just finished The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, and?
Masterpiece.
It is, eh?
Masterpiece. It's so much more than just another scary TV show. Like, it deals with mental illness and family.
Don't tell me too much, because that's one on my my pull list, so to speak, for a while.
It's so good, man.
It's just like, it's one of those where I'm like, I know that I gotta be in the right mood to watch it. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, replaying the Daredevil stuff and the Defenders, you can watch it or have it in the background and still be kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
This is, again, a show where I'm like, I gotta watch this, so if I'm not in the mood to watch it, then I...
Yeah, I generally try, like, I'm usually doing something else while I'm watching TV. I only have so much time in the day, so I try to do two things at once.
Oh, yeah,
right?
No.
That show, I couldn't do anything else.
See,
I didn't look at my phone, I didn't look at my computer, I was just like...
That's what I want,
oh
that's
my
what I want.
God.
That's like when I was watching, when I finally finished Train to Busan.
We gotta look that up, I'll say it for our Camcast.
I'm just gonna say Train to Busan because it sounds awesome.
Hussein.
Train to Busan! Anyway, so, like, that one, I started watching it kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was the first zombie change. The first person that turned to a zombie, because I was like, that is quick and disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know, and then all of a sudden, up and running. Just
but like all weird, and they do all these like weird jerks and stuff, and I'm like, that must have been a bitch to film, because fuck, like everyone's just like, oh, this hurts. Yeah. I'm not gonna say too much, just because.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. This is probably the most rambling we've done in a while.
It is, and I mean, like I was thinking go straight with the Stanley talk and just do it and wrap, but I'm kind of enjoying rambling because it's making me not just feel like I'm slowly breaking down into like crack.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that you don't. Like, and I think part of me is subconsciously going, okay,
I don't want to use this.
And we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. Because, like, I mean, the biggest thing is that, like for me personally, as sad as it is that he's passed on, it's like I said right away, there's a legacy involved.
Yeah.
You know? I can, like, for the rest of my life, I can go back and I can go, man, look at the things that he created. And still be touched by it, and still be empowered by it, and still feel like, you know what, like I'm still, you know, a great dude, even though maybe today I don't feel like I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
You know, I can look back at all these things. You know, it's the same feeling I get with like Superman and Batman. But depending on the writers for those characters, because like those characters can feel more, like Batman in particular can feel more godlier than Superman, depending on who he's writing him. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's one of the things like Grant Morrison's run, he's like the ubermensch Batman. Nobody can beat him. But there is a very human element within Grant Morrison's run, which is why it doesn't alienate me as much. But sometimes you're just like, yeah, of course Batman does everything. Batman can beat every single hero known to man at once, no less, as long as he's got what? Prep time. You know? Whereas, I wonder if it's just kind of a creation, or like a sort of like a hidden sort of thing you have to have, but like with Spider-Man, Spider-Man doesn't win all the time.
No, and that's what I love about him.
Spider-Man gets knocked down. Spider-Man gets beaten.
That's actually all the Marvel characters when you think about it, because that's how they were all created.
They were all created to have some sort of a human tie, so that kids will read them and go, I could be like him, you know? Like, even with Captain America First Avenger, I really didn't like the fact that they made Chris Evans really short in that movie, because he wasn't like that in the comic books, until I watched the movie, and then I was like, actually, that works. You know, and then, of course, it hit me a lot harder, because I was like, yeah, I was that kid, you know? I didn't stand up as much as I wish I did back in the day. I was more of a runner, you know? But then I watched those movies, and I was like, but, like, just these things that he has with his characters.
Yeah.
You know? like I said, Spider-Man constantly gets knocked down, Spider-Man gets back up.
And that's the story, right?
You know?
Just keep getting up.
And that's what I mean. Like, I look at it now, and I'm going, like, it is a beautiful allegory for life. Every single thing in comic books is some sort of allegory to life. Every supervillain is just something bad that's happening in your life, and sure, it might knock you down, but you gotta get up, because it will get better. You will get better. You will overcome this bad guy, whether it's crippling debt, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's plenty of that going around.
I don't know if it's crippling just yet. Might be making it sound worse than it is, but like, but that's always an example of something where, like, if you look at it like that, or maybe work's not going so great.
Yep.
You know? Or maybe your relationship with your wife or your best friends aren't going so great. So, like, that's like a super villain you gotta overcome. But as long as you keep getting up, and keep moving forward.
gotta overcome. I'm gonna hit you in the face with a hammer just so I can overcome this moment. That's what Thor would do. That wouldn't work.
That would not work.
That would not work.
Because then you'd have created your own supervillain. You.
I am a supervillain. Oh no. Dr. Doom.
You also can't use that as a get out of jail free card. You can't just be like, well, I did that in the comic books.
Come on. Seriously.
Thor just kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah.
No.
Beat up his brother all the time. And there's so many good cameos over the years. I remember the first one in X-Men.
Blew my fucking mind.
Him and the hot dog stand on the beach.
I was like,
And
what
I was
the
like,
fuck?
oh my god, it's Stan Lee. And then it happened against Spider-Man. And you're like, oh, Stan Lee. And then it just kept happening. You're like, oh, this is a thing
right,
now.
because he grabs the girl.
This is a thing. Yeah.
And then when it became a thing, then it became, okay, who is he this time?
Yeah.
When's he going to show up this time?
And I love that all those studios, like before the MCU even existed, all those comic characters were at different studios, and they all got Stan Lee.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It is incredible.
Universal gone for Hulk, Fox gone for Fantastic Four and Daredevil.
I hope they have his last one filmed.
Well, apparently James Gunn, before the thing, shot a bunch of cameos in advance.
Okay.
So I think they have right up to Avengers 4. Maybe Far From Home, because he was still alive.
I'm thinking Far From Home is going to be his last one.
Yeah.
That would be fitting. That would be really fitting, just for him to...
But it's
that's one of his most famous
his final
creations.
one. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna really hit hard.
Yeah, because like I'm already kind of thinking about it now, and I'm just like, that's gonna be the last.
He has a cameo in the Spider-Man game I'm playing.
I know.
He's an animated cameo in Into the Spider-Verse.
I know. I caught the
clip
of that, and I was like, oh shit. Because I'm on this race to get a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
I'm on this race. Okay.
Every time you're this close to the finish line,
I know. That's why I'm not talking about it too
strikes
much.
again.
I'm not talking about it too much. Okay. I'm not getting too gung ho.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on this race to get it just so that like I can play Spider-Man, just so I can do that, and Hitman 2. You know,
The
and
list just gets bigger.
well, the list is huge. The list is
That's what you do with the PS3. You got a PS3 later in the run, and then you had like 100 games to pick from.
Yeah, exactly. The best part is that you own most of them, so I can just borrow them off you.
There you go.
So it works out perfectly for me.
One Shadow of the Colossus.
I'll rent. Oh, yeah, actually, holy shit. I saw some of the screenshots. Or no, I was watching the Brad play, but I had to stop just because I was like, I can't, because this is like, holy.
Horizon, the new God of War.
New God of War was one I was against until I saw gameplay, and I was like, holy fuck.
Uncharted 4.
Holy fuck, Uncharted 4.
Just goes on and on.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I just got the Spyro trilogy.
And?
I haven't played it yet. I'm still working on Spidey. But it's the remastered
I
PS1.
know. It's the same thing I wanted to do with the Crash ones.
Yeah. See, Spyro was my jam. I wasn't
Spyro
really
was
into
my jam
Crash.
too. I didn't get into Crash until Crash 3. Warped is amazing.
Yeah.
I played the other two, and they're okay. They're alright. But I love Crash Warped. That's the pinnacle. But I remember Spyro 2 was...
Ripto's Rage.
Was just awesome. Like, I loved Spyro. I remember playing at your place, but Spyro 2 I thought was just amazing. It was the same feeling I had with Donkey Kong Country 2. Donkey Kong Country, awesome. Donkey Kong Country 2, amazing. Like, just fucking crazy cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm pumped about that. It's funny, too, because I'm basically going to go from Spidey to Spyro, so I'm doing Insomniac to Insomniac.
That's not really funny. That's funny to you.
It's funny to me. It was funny to me. If I said that to Adrian, like, she'd be like, what are you talking about?
She'd also be like, haha.
Okay.
Thanks for vacuuming the stairs, Ken.
It's a guest thing. She's like, oh, Chris is coming over. I got a vacuum. I was like, I don't really think he's going to give a fuck.
I literally sat there and said, yeah, you didn't really have to do that.
No.
No, it's just got to get done. I understand that, but you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
No, it's no big deal. It's got to get done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Shrug it off. All right.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well,
Yeah, whatever.
It's the same shit at my place where it's just like, oh, we got guests coming over 2 weeks from now? Gotta clean the house now?
Mhm.
Okay, but what happens in 2 weeks? Oh, we'll clean the house again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but why do you make it sound like we have to clean the house now for a 2-week period?
Sweep, and then sweep again.
Sweep again. Dust again. Make sure that everything that's around the house that is normally fine is nowhere to be seen, because guests don't need to see that. Your car keys, they don't need to be on the table, even though you leave them there all the time. They need to be on the hook, where I've been wanting you to put them for so long, it's disgusting.
Just get it out, buddy.
Yep, just get it out.
This is
Okay.
the moment.
Just put it on the hook, and then later on, when they're gone,
We were talking about
fucking
bottling
keys
stuff.
go right back on the goddamn table, because this is my spot.
Fuck the hook.
Table, it's got my wallet,
Yeah.
car keys, and whatever else I decide to put there at that moment.
The idea is for you to just go to one spot, and there it is. Not like,
Exactly.
there's my wallet. Where the fuck's the keys?
Oh, wait, hold on. I put my wallet here, which is where my wallet goes. Then I put my keys over there, which is where my keys go. And then I put my bag, which is where my bag goes. Then I gotta grab the food from the kitchen, because that's where the food goes. Naturally, it's the kitchen.
Food should be in the kitchen.
Okay, and then I gotta go all the way upstairs for my clothes, go all the way downstairs, jump in the shower, then remember the 5 different spots where all this stuff is, or right there, one spot.
Boom.
Yeah. Then they wonder why guys get ready a lot quicker than women.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, you don't have to do as much. No, we have it down to a science, okay? In the shower, 10 minutes tops. Tops, okay? If you're longer than 10 minutes, you're jerking off. It's true, okay? How long do you take?
I've had my long days.
Exactly.
I'm not jerking
Yeah,
I'm not jerking off.
Sure, buddy.
off. There's those days, though, where, like, I have a headache, and I just run the hot water on my neck, and it feels so good.
Oh, my head, it feels so much better now.
Continue. You shit before you shower, or do you shit after you shower?
Shit before shower.
What if you're in the shower and then you go to shit? Do you go back in the shower?
I hold it. I'm not a fucking savage.
All day.
I don't hold it all day. I got stomach issues, but I can hold it for the extra minute that I'm in the shower.
I don't mean like take a dump in the shower.
No, I know that, but you're saying like get out,
Yeah.
dump,
Yeah.
go back in,
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah.
No. Wait till I'm done. So I'm done.
Yeah.
Dry off, shit, go back to my getting ready routine.
Okay. So you clean up and then you go to work with a dirty ass.
Do you not wipe your bum when you shit?
Oh, is that what that paper's for? I just draw pictures on it.
That's bullshit because you don't have any drawing utensils in the bathroom.
It's in the shower.
It's in the shower. Okay. Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well,
I'll look at
same
that
area,
next time.
right?
Look at that next time.
Yeah.
Pick the weirdest thing to draw on, though. That's the shittiest type of paper.
Right, but if I can nail that, I can nail anything.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy your comics-related confidence. You know, the one thing I gotta say, though, is I'm kind of glad that I didn't look at Kevin Smith at all in the wake of this news.
He's been posting every day, and I've been reading it every day. And it's great, because I'm not crying enough as it is every day.
But that's the thing, like he is such an emotional guy. Like, I'm an emotional guy. I thought, like, I cried a lot.
Yeah.
This guy, like, almost cries when he talks about comic books all the time.
Cries about everything.
Cries about The Flash.
He's just very passionate about things.
Which, yeah, but, I mean, we're passionate, but...
I'm sure a lot of tears are coming from the weed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You've never been high before.
I'm fucking joking.
That's not how that works.
I know that's not how it works. I haven't been high before, but I also know that's not how that would work.
Yeah. The, sometimes when I'm, when I'm really drunk, then, like, certain stuff that I, like Steve, like my buddy that passed away.
Yeah.
Just coming up on the 1-year anniversary. On my birthday, no less.
Yeah, right.
So
it's a hard November.
That one snuck out at me at our Christmas party on the way home. Once we got home, I remember. I vaguely recall it, but Michelle had been like, "Yeah, I got a little emotional." So like, booze is the one where you're gonna cry more. Just so you know.
I don't know if I really cried with booze before.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
basically because I'm usually at like a happy event when I'm getting hammered.
Right, but I was at a happy event, but then all of a sudden, like, I got to a certain point where now the booze mind was going, hey, it's time for you to think about all the stuff that bothers you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember your buddy Steve? And then it's just like, so.
Booze mind.
Yeah. Booze brain. Booze brain is great for a while, and then it turns a switch, and then you're just like a blubbery mess.
That'd be a great supervillain, Booze brain.
No, it's embarrassing. It's like,
and just like,
I hate it. Like, absolutely hate it when it happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen anymore, but we'll see what happens.
Booze brain.
I know the easy answer is don't drink, but let's be serious here.
Yeah, I mean...
You can't call yourself a highly functioning alcoholic and not do any sort of alcohol. If I ever become a highly functioning alcoholic, though.
Yeah.
Michelle will be the first one to be like, nah, that's not how you're going to live your life. I don't know. Do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Good.
I've been fortunate enough to meet Stan 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
Basically because he was a hero of mine my whole life. I've always wanted to do a Comic-Con. It's around 2011, I guess, 2010 maybe. And I say, you know what? He's like 90 now. He's still kicking. He's still going to these things. I gotta save money. I gotta go.
And that's incredible.
I only live once. I gotta go meet my hero. A lot of people say don't meet your hero.
I know. I hear
and
that.
I've met guys that I respect. Where afterwards I'm like, I should not have met you. I have met celebrities like that.
Like who?
Nathan Fillion.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you buried this one because this is the first time I've ever heard of it.
I don't know. It was strange.
Was he just a douchebag?
Yeah. I was like, I stood in this line for 2 hours to meet him. It was about 15 from the front. And then he sends this guy out from the room, and the guy's walking down. He's like, Nathan's right hand is hurting him today. He slept on it funny. Don't shake his hand. Don't shake Nathan's hand. Don't shake Nathan's hand.
Okay.
Okay. But I go in there and here's a guy I've loved for so long, and what do? I go to shake his hand, right? It's just like, oh my god, right? It's just So I did.
I don't know if I'd been able to not do that either because like I'm a handshaker by nature.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it's one of those things where even though they just told me, I'd be so caught up in the moment that I'd just be like, I loved you in Firefly.
I know. I was so excited, and I shook his hand, and he went, ah. And then he was so cold to me the whole time I was in there. Like, didn't talk to me. Hardly smiled in the picture we took. The picture. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, literally went,
Yeah,
like you were breaking his hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, that was a little, like, I walked out of there like,
and then he was a douche to you.
And I was like,
Oh my God!
I met him, Norman Reedus, and Ron Perlman that weekend, and Nathan was the one I was most excited to meet.
Yeah, no kid. Actually, Ron Perlman would have been mine.
Yeah, but I was bigger into Firefly and everything then.
I was big into Firefly too, but like
Ron Perlman is a freaking sweetheart. I walked in.
Take you out on a date?
He did.
Oh man, how was it?
I got the escargot.
The what?
What? Escargot.
Oh, you got the escargot. Very nice. Very nice.
No, he was such a nice guy. He's like, hey, how you doing? Shook my hand, was talking to me. We were doing pictures. Gave me a pat on the back on the way out. Like, just like, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Especially because, in comparison, he's what, 30 years older than Nathan Fillion.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, he's like 1,000,000 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's fucking giant. I actually didn't realize this was him, but I actually grew up with Ron Perlman.
With Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
My mom loved that show, and I remember watching it and just being like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then, all the other movies that he's been in, you're just kind of like, oh, hey, that guy. And then Wikipedia hits, and you're like, wait, that guy was that guy?
I know.
Whoa!
He's
I almost want to rewatch
so
the show, but then I heard it's actually garbage.
Yeah. I hear it's not that great.
Yeah. And
I
then,
vaguely remember it. Like,
I remember it being like, I think she's a cop, and it's Linda Hamilton, actually.
Yep.
So she's a cop, and he's a beast, living in the sewers with the other sewer people. And there's kind of a conflict, like, yeah, he protects her, but there's also some sort of conflict with the people in the sewers. I'm not quite 100% really, but, I don't know. He looked cool as fuck. He looked so cool.
He looked cool.
Like,
he looked awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, people say don't meet your heroes.
Anyway, you were saying you met.
I went to New York.
Nathan Fillion.
Well, here's the thing.
Sorry. Just.
Yeah.
Oh my hand.
And then just cold, and then
I'll just get the stamp out for you.
I still like watching his acting and like everything now, but now I'm just always gonna have that memory. Like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I just caught you on a bad day, but.
Well, you almost broke his hand. So there's that.
But then 2 hours later, I went to his panel. He came on stage. He's like, "Hey, everybody!" And I put on this big show and everything. I was just like, "You're just a douche."
No, he's a douche.
Yeah, like I don't know.
You don't go from this, whatever asshole, to just being like, "Hey, everybody, I love you." It's because
you paid $50 to meet me and take a photo with me. You're a piece of shit.
He can't do anything other than genre shit. He's not a huge star. He's not a really great actor. Think about it.
No, he's usually the same character.
He's Nathan Fillion.
He's usually just Nathan Fillion. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if I were him, I'd probably be nicer to my fans.
That's why I didn't want to meet Bruce Campbell, because I kind of get this feeling that Bruce would not be the greatest in person either.
Yeah, he's one of those ones where, like, you never know.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know about Bruce, so I'm not going to meet Bruce. I watched his panel and I enjoyed it greatly, but I feel like if I met him in person, I don't know how that would go.
It might be one of those things where, because, like, you got to figure, too, they sit through, like, let's just say on average at these Comic-Cons, let's say 1,000 people a day. That's probably a pretty good estimate, right?
Yeah,
so
I'd be getting pretty grumpy.
If you're like
600.
857 in the line of 1,000, like, but even for me, I generally love people showering me with praise. I think at 857, I might just be like, yeah, I'm your favorite. No, I know. Let's take a picture. This is the one that Michelle hates.
I love that one.
So
that's the greatest
I
one.
look so happy in it.
Yeah.
and then yeah, okay, yeah, here, thanks.
Yeah.
And then the next one, 8:58, come on up. I think at that point, maybe I might say things like, just tell them my fucking hand is sore so I don't have to touch them.
Yeah. It just seems like a really, like...
I don't want to wear gloves because people get weird when you wear gloves. I just want... these people are fucking gross.
Yeah.
I think 8:59 is jerking off right now. I don't want to touch their hands anymore.
Must be in the shower.
Yeah. Well, that's how you know. You know, hey, it's longer than 10 minutes, and they come out and they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's not like, oh, God, I gotta go to work. It's like, woo! Everything's great! And you know that this area is sparkling.
So
you met your hero.
Tickets went on sale for New York Comic Con, and I was saving money for it. And I knew standard meet and greets, and that they were expensive, like $100, $200 kind of thing, right? But he was doing this thing in New York, limited to 15 people, where you would sit in a room with him and have breakfast with him for 1 hour.
Which is insane.
It was $350 US.
And this is your only shop.
I know, but I looked at it, went online, and Adrian was with me. I was just like, oh my God, it's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I don't. And she's like, just do it, charge it, do what you have to.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy she talked me into do it, and I clicked it, and I got in because they sold out like immediately after I got through, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, Saturday morning in New York, I think it was the York Hotel. I went in, really weird futuristic hotel. You're greeted by a robot at the door.
Oh, I don't know how I'd feel about
It was very strange. And then
I'm a sci-fi geek.
Yeah, and
I don't know how I'd
you
feel
get into
about
this
that.
elevator and you go up, and then you're in the hotel once you're in the elevator at the top.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
very
kinda
interesting.
Cool. That's kind of cool. The
So
robot hello would fucking throw me.
Yeah.
Back, bro.
So go up the elevator. Adrian sat down with the robot for a whole hour and waited for me.
I wonder if it was like Alexa-based AI. And she had like a relatively decent conversation with the robot. That's kind of neat.
So I get up there and the guy that greets me at the elevator, I go, I'm here for the breakfast with Stanley. And he goes, oh, okay, so you're going to go down here, go all the way to the end, and there'll be a room down there, and they'll seat you in there. I'm like, okay. So while I'm going in there, I walk right past Stanley having coffee with someone.
Oh, wow.
I was just like, I'll see you in a minute. I know. Okay, so.
Good thing you got that momentary, like, retarded face out of the way, right?
It didn't go away.
No, well, that's like me and Jericho.
It did not.
I thought I was going to go up there and be all, like, super cool with Jericho, and instead I was like, I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Sign my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, picture. Like, so ridiculous.
I had 1 hour to sit there and listen to Stan stories and to ask questions if I wanted to. I could not speak. I could not speak. I was just sitting there and I was just listening, and I was just like, I was in shock. I was right here at this corner. I had one person beside me, and then that was Stan. I was literally beside Stan.
I don't know if I could do that. Like if I was say Billy Joe from Green Day.
Yeah.
Same scenario. I don't think I'd be able to ask questions.
Yeah.
I like to think that I would, but I'd probably just be like,
I felt like I didn't want to waste time with some stupid thing in my head. I just wanted to hear his stories.
That's a good way to put it.
And I sat there and I just listened to his stories.
Because you hear about people saying that all the time. Like, I had my shot, and then I went like, what do you think about baseball?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I like baseball. Anyway. And then you're like, oh,
that guy's
fuck.
an idiot.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone at the table asked a question, though. And I guess he kind of knows this, because at the end we went to take a picture. And I actually started to tear up, right?
Yeah.
I love this guy for 30 years, and I'm in New York being this guy.
And in your head, this could be the last time, period.
I totally thought it was. I thought this was the
At
one
90, you
and
were thinking,
done.
okay, all right.
He might,
Because I remember you saying
pass away in a year.
Because you were saying, like, he's 90. You could go any time now. And I was like, well, yeah, fucking right you go.
Yeah. So he saw I was tearing up. He knew I didn't say anything at the table. So he knew I was just, like, in shock or something, right? And he grabbed my hand, and he pulled me in close and wrapped his arm around me. And he thanked me.
Of course he thanked you.
I was like, what the frick are you thanking me
If it
for?
wasn't for guys like you, he wouldn't be Stan Lee.
He thanked me, and then we stood beside each other, and he wrapped his arm around me. And this is a picture like on like Facebook and everything right now. You see my eyes are just really teared up.
I just assumed you did like a whole bunch of weed before that. Because like you're a big fan of the weeds, right? Smoking the weeds.
The high tech robot weed.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna smoke weed, The only reason why I'm saying smoking the weeds is because remember I told you about the podcast Killing the Town?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, so Don, Callus, Cyrus, and Lance Storm.
Mhm.
Okay, so Lance Storm doesn't do it anymore. It's Paul the Mauler Lazenby.
Okay.
Was a wrestler and stuntman. He's not bad, but it's not the same without Lance Storm. Well, anyway, they're one of their first promoters, Tony Condello, is Italian French guy, I think, or something like that.
That sounds really familiar, that name.
Well, yeah, he came up. Well, he had Edge and Christian and Rhino.
Okay.
Remember
Yeah.
The Death Trip or whatever that some of those guys talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's because of him, Tony Condello.
Okay.
But he would actually say things like, "Oh, he was probably smoking the weeds." So long story short, that's why I'm saying smoking the weeds. A, because I think it's funny, and B, because it's a tribute.
It is funny.
It's a funny way.
It's way funnier than just saying smoking weed.
Smoking
the weeds.
Smoking the weeds.
It's way funnier.
It's like smoking the weeds while I was watching the YouTubes. It's just shit cracks me up. It really, really does. So that's why I thought your eyes were so bloodshot.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that.
Yeah, we better clarify that you've never smoked weed. Because you might have
story.
relatives in the woodworks going, Kenneth, if you have anything you want to talk about.
One of the few people out there that hasn't.
Yeah.
I've got plenty secondhand weed smoke that feel like I'm a little loopy.
People actually blew their hits in your face? That's fucking rude.
Fuck, I lived in BC for 2 years.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
For them, they would look at it like they're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
Oh, you're poor? There you go. I noticed you're not smoking any weed, so... That'd be annoying if you didn't smoke weed, and then you got all that secondhand.
Yeah.
Because, like at least with, like, cocaine, if you're beside a guy doing cocaine, you don't get, like, a contact
It's not
high.
affecting you whatsoever.
Like, he doesn't go, and then you're just like, woof. Man, I feel that, too. Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
So that was a great moment. That was an amazing moment. I thought that was going to be the last moment. But then, 2 years later, I was going to Toronto for Fan Expo. Turns out Stan Lee was going to be there. I was going to cover for High Def Ninja. And
yeah, I remember this. I remember both stories.
And I was just like, holy shit. I'm going to meet him again. I'm going to do it. Turns out he was doing a Saturday and Sunday meeting. I bought tickets for both days. And it worked out
Must have
too
been nice
perfectly.
To be so flush with money, eh?
We're dead. Just hardcore dead.
That's your super villain for the next 5 years. Just
but you know what?
Hardcore dead.
Whatever. Totally worth it.
Yeah.
And I technically made Stanley a part of my wedding.
Yeah.
Because those 2 times I met him, I got him to sign your poster. And next day I got him to sign James' poster.
Which is absolutely, like...
I have my frame too, but mine's not signed.
I still look at that and I just go, I can't believe... Like, the cover alone, like the poster alone is just awesome because it's such a sweet idea.
Yeah.
And it covers all of us in that one shot. And it's just beautiful. But then you get Stan Lee to sign it. And you're just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I basically got a local artist to do this like homage to Fantastic Four #1. The terrific trio was you, myself,
I think that's still up on my Facebook.
My brother
no,
James.
it's not on my Facebook anymore. That's right. But it was.
We were the terrific trio.
That's right.
You know, we kind of,
Wilk, Goat Boy, and Tridon.
Yeah. It was awesome. It turned out so good.
It looked so good. I was amazed at how much you remembered.
It got done a week before I went to Fan Expo, and I went, you know what? I'm going to go get these printed right now. I'm going to bring them. Hopefully they don't get damaged in my luggage. I'm going to get Stan to sign them while I'm there. And I did. And the second day with him, when he signed it, I'm holding it in the picture with him because he loved it so much. He went, oh, that is really cool. What is this? And I told him, I'm getting married to my wife. This is my wife right here. This is me. This is my best friend Chris. This is my brother James. We're the terrific trio. And I'm giving this to him as a wedding gift.
And it's a homage to Fantastic Four #1.
He thought it was so cool. So I held it up, and he loved it. And so that was my final time when I'm holding up the picture. I'll put them up here so people can see. But when I held it up, that was my final time ever meeting Stan Lee. I got it 2 more times than I ever thought I was going to. And
exactly.
I was lucky to meet him once.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get to meet him once.
And then for the 2 days in a row to have him sign it and have him just be so cool with it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, really, aside from the homage to Fantastic Four #1, he had nothing to do with this.
Right.
He didn't have to sign that at all.
No.
But he literally just goes, sure.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one? Sure. There you go.
And then because I got him Saturday, so when I brought the other one back on Sunday, he just gave me this grin, and then that's when he asked me about it on the Sunday. But I don't know. I mean, he meant so much to me, and I knew the day was coming, and it's broken my heart all week. But at the same time, I've been like celebrating him all week at the same time, because I mean, like 95 years, he lived the life of 5 men.
That's the part that's always getting me. Like, right when I feel like, oh my god, like this is fucking terrible, then I go, no, it isn't actually. He's with his wife now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever you believe, whatever endgame that you believe, you know.
Yeah.
He's reunited with his wife. I don't necessarily believe that, to be honest. I feel like you're dead. But whatever helps you.
It's a nice thought, right?
If you feel like he's with his wife, then perfect. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe on some level he is. Like, I don't know exactly what happens.
You have no idea.
I could die, go to a different dimension, and be 6 feet tall. Who knows?
Would that be wacky?
If I knew,
You just wake up, you're all lanky.
if I knew that I was originally like just under 5,
yeah,
and now I'm 6 feet, I don't know how I'd handle it. I think I'd walk like a fucking freak for a while, for one, and then I think I would lament because I've been this height for so long that I actually like it.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of times where I'm like, man, I wish I was taller, but that's it. Like, it's very rare these days.
Like, holy shit, I hit my head on a lot of things now.
Yeah, but see, I don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry about that.
You know?
People who say it must be nice to be
I mean,
tall.
sure, I gotta drive up closer to the drive-through window than most people.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes I gotta open the door. But
crawl right out into the window.
Yeah, exactly. But I find that, like, the thing that's been helping me is just that I'm incredibly thankful for what he has given me throughout my life.
Yeah.
And then, because the way that the medium is, I can relook at any of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, the books that I've loved weren't written by him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, there are a handful of issues here and there that I've read that, but I could at any point in time go back, but it's the characters themselves. You know what I mean? And I mentioned it before, where, like, it's because of those characters that I am who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of those characters that I'll be who I am 5 years from now. It'll be a constant game of, or not a game, but a constant thing where I'm just continuously being empowered and because of these characters. And I mean, like, I'm just super grateful and thankful that I was able to read comic books and read Marvel comic books. DC comic books as well. I mean, I'm not going to shortchange them, but this is Stan Lee, so
Stan Lee.
A large part of who I am is because of Stan Lee, and that's really the brunt of it. So thank you, Stan Lee.
I love that guy. I'm gonna miss him, but you know what? He's basically like, Shakespeare, Walt Disney, Jim Henson. He made such a massive dent.
Jim Henson.
His legacy will live on forever.
Exactly.
Forever.
Exactly. I hope they don't do anything stupid like CGI his appearances.
No, they won't. They might put a picture on a wall or something.
That's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right.
CG, no. But yeah, I feel the eyes filling up right now again. So, Stan Lee, thank you so much. You summed up yours quite nicely.
You just want to piggyback on mine, is what you're saying?
I'm going to piggyback on yours.
Okay.
You did a good job.
I've been practicing.
So yeah, respond down below. Let us know your own thoughts. Stanley,
just really the
how
impact.
He impacted your life.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any controversies. I don't want to hear any Ditko did this or whatever. It's just
crazy that Spider-Man lost both his creators in the same year.
Yeah.
Is it not? Like,
now, isn't it even more touching that he's got a red and black suit?
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
I like it. I think it looks pretty slick. The only part is this part.
I'll warm up to it.
But that's one part of the whole suit. The rest of the suit, I think, looks bitchin'.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, I'm kind of like, why does he need to have another suit so soon?
Yeah.
You know, because I really like the Homecoming suit. Really like the Homecoming suit. But I mean, we'll see what kind of attitude Peter Parker has. Maybe he's darker and edgier. Maybe he swears.
You know what? In true Stan Lee fashion,
I'm kinetic Ken Livitski. That's courageous Chris Mercier. Enough said?
Enough said.
That's right, true believers. How many more can you fit in?
I think you pretty much took all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Such an anticlimactic ending.